Welcome, welcome in, come meet my Bristol bro. Anything from this to that, my Bristol bro. So nice to introduce my Bristol bro. Anyone from him to her, my Bristol bro. Work with these hands, you see this art form. Say with your chest, my pen is hardcore. Even at my desk, feel like a star-lord. And it shows how much we give it all for. Now it's time to give them all an encore. Till it's back to the drawing. Welcome, welcome in, come meet my Bristol bro. Anything from this to that, my Bristol bro. So nice to introduce my Bristol bro. Anyone from him to her, my Bristol bro.
Welcome, everybody. It's another Tuesday, which means you are hanging out with your Bristol bros, Sam and James. You got those comics out of the bag just in the nick of time.
There was one that's still
Okay.
forward, but yeah, I was hauling.
We'll put up with the minor delay when you get that one out of the bag. So we were talking a little bit beforehand. You got everything tied up. You got the international orders out for White Line 2 and everything. Like, now I would say you could relax a little bit, but that's not true because now you're just on to the next.
Yeah, so White Line, I guess a little bit of inside baseball. I recorded with Ink Pulp 2 weekends ago.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, Mateo and Sean gave me just a bunch of advice and whatnot just on White Line 3, a little early review action. And yeah, I'm putting it on the back burner. I'm just kind of scrapping it for now. Like, I had 10 pages done, and I think like 2 of those pages I'm probably gonna like save and like do some edits to them, but the other like 8 pages, those things just need to get scrapped and redone.
Gotcha.
It's one of those things, like I was telling you, I gotta lean harder into that manga side influence of my work. And I kind of agree with Sean and Mateo, because they were both like, you need to be leaning more into that side of things, and because it serves your work better with how the heavy blacks are and everything like that. So I kind of agree with them. So it's one of those things where I gotta, rethink my comics, and it's like I'm already working on another Kickstarter, because it's like I was going to do White Line 3, and then I was going to roll into Pizza Posse after that. At least that's what our initial plan was to do Pizza Posse in like the late spring, early summer.
Right.
And then obviously, everything with Don and everything like that. So, plans just kind of changed, and so I'm able to, once Pizza Posse are going to be launching it in early January, and that's going to be like a big reset for me. It's not like it's going to be like groundbreaking change, you know what I mean? But it's mainly just like me in the background, changing my process with how I'm making comics. And I think that's going to, serve everybody better in the long run, not only me, but to the reader as well. So,
There's still going to be plenty of screen tone.
Yeah, I mean, it's all going to be heavy screen tones. I think the main things with them that they want me to lean more into is my mixed media style.
Okay.
So grabbing newspapers and magazines and whatever else and cutting them up and pasting them in. And that was something, because I know you haven't really seen that kind of stuff, because that was something that I started to implement in the 4th anthology, and then like White Line 2 has a ton of it, obviously, and then I started doing that in White Line 3, and once Sean had seen it in White Line 2, he was like, dude, like, this aesthetic is fucking cool, like, you got to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, I continued to do it, but then they're like, now do this but not this, and pull the rest of this stuff. So now I'm kind of in that phase to where I need to figure out what I'm going to be pulling away and what I'm keeping and what I'm going to be implementing into my work. So it's kind of a exciting phase, but also demoralizing at the same time.
You're kind of in a transitionary period now. Did it entail you having to go back and redo some stuff, or are you kind of getting to just start on this new project kind of anew, or?
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, it's like there's maybe 2 pages that are savable in that batch of 10 pages. I mean, not that the pages are bad, it's just that I'm going to be changing my aesthetic a little bit, so it's like those pages aren't going to be, um, I don't know what you want to say. Like the aesthetic is going to be the same because I'm pausing it now. So then, if those 10 pages were already done, and then I come back to it 6 months down the road, it's like my styles are going to be so much different, especially now that I'm planning to change up my style so much.
Right.
Well, I mean, not changing it drastically, but you know what I'm saying. I'm going to be implementing more of that mixed media
Yeah.
into my work. So,
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm assuming all of us on your Patreon are going to get the first look at kind of what that looks like and everything.
yeah, I already have like Pizza Posse. That comic, like I already have it. It's written and it's thumbnailed, and I have 2 pages done for it already. But I think that I'm gonna have to go back and make edits to them. Just judge it off of that portfolio review and everything like that I did with the Ink Pulp guys. It's like I gotta, really step up my game, especially that I'm in a comic with fucking Connor, because I don't know if you've seen that dude's art or not, but
Yeah.
it's pretty good. So it's like it's one of those things, you know what I mean? It's like you gotta show up where, put my money where my mouth is, man. It's like you know who's involved with that project, so it's like I can't be fucking around.
Yeah.
So
It's a high bar.
yeah, it's a very high bar, and it's like, to be honest with you, it's like the people that are involved with it, they're putting their trust into not only me but Connor and Zoe, to actually follow through and make a good comic and have the project come to fruition, which I really don't think is gonna be an issue, but it's still pressure,
For
so
sure.
it's good pressure, but it's still pressure nonetheless.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Pressure creates diamonds, though, dude. So, I mean, looking forward to seeing you evolve to that next level. And it's cool that you've had so much input by the Ink Pulp guys. That's really special. Not too many people, can say that. So that's really cool. That had to be very special for you.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's still kind of wild to me that, for as early as I am in my comics, career, it's the people that do support me and that are in my corner. It's like I know that not everybody, gets those sorts of, I don't know what you want to say, tidbits or whatever, access. I don't know however you want to phrase that, but
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just one of those things that I just reach out to people, and I'm dead serious about what I'm doing, and I think they pick up on that, and they see that the work that I put in. It's like that was something that Mateo and Sean had said multiple times during that podcast. Is like, if you're gonna pick up anything from Sam, it's his work ethic, because that motherfucker is just going, So, um,
What it feel like to be on the other side of the show like that?
it was all right.
Just feel like you were just hanging out with them and
Yeah, I honestly like 2 or 3 days going into it, I was getting a little, I wouldn't say like nervous, but I was certainly getting anxious to a certain extent. But once like the day rolled around and like right before we started going, I was like, whatever, you know. Yeah, it was just a general conversation, and we just talked comics, man. It's no big deal. So
awesome. Just like we'll be doing on here coming up, in a couple of months, we're gonna get you, me, Zoe, and Connor all on here talking about Pizza Posse. That's gonna be on the Nerdy Musings podcast. Your third appearance.
yeah,
Yeah, you're amongst a handful that have appeared 3 times. That's awesome.
who's all been on there 3 times?
Let's see. We've had the first trilogy person who was I want to say it was the guy that runs that Raremark site, the Chris Tung. He's it used to be called web crawler. It's a auction art site where like Frank Cho and a lot of people have their nerd crawler. That's what it was. He had all the Frank Cho and a bunch of people auctioning their work on there. It's like a auction site he made more with the artists in mind. So I think he was my first one that's been on there 3 times. And then of course Guy, he's been on there a bunch of times. Yeah. Yeah, and so that'll be Connor's second time and Zoe's first time. So that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, she doesn't really do interviews and whatnot, so it's going to be pretty interesting. She just bought like a camera and like a
Okay.
microphone and light setup, and so did Connor actually. Like, so
They're going to be showing us up.
yeah, they have a little show that they're kind of recording in the background. And they've been doing that since around like Heroes Con, so they've been doing it for about 2 months now.
Oh, cool.
But it's not public yet, because I kind of like told them, I was like, hey, just I would recommend to load up a bunch of, because all their stuff's pre-recorded.
Yeah.
So I was like, I would just load up a shitload of episodes and then launch it, so that way if you guys fall behind or
that's what I had,
or whatever, you got a backlog.
Yeah, that's what I had to do. I knew the only way to be able to commit to having it come out every week was to stay ahead of it. So yeah, I always run like 4 to 6 episodes ahead in general. That's my goal anyway. So
I was telling them, I was like, because I know like the kayfabe dudes, they would only get together like 1 day a week, but they would sit for like an 8-hour window.
Ooh,
and then they would just sit and just record for 8 hours straight, and then we chop those up into like 20-minute episodes, and then they would be doing like 20 episodes in one sitting.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
that makes it even more admirable what they were able to do with that channel.
Dude, it's like when Ed had passed, it's like they were still posting videos for like a good like 4 months after the fact. I was like,
yeah, that's always a trip. It's like when a musician dies and they keep having albums come out. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Well, Sam, we got a nice chill night. No guests tonight. Do we have any upcoming guests booked that we're able to tell everybody out? Or we're kind of out here with the crickets chirping. I got to start reaching out to some people too, because yeah. And I've been reaching out. I've been getting a lot of good recommendations from past guests of my podcast. I just reach out and say, hey, who do you think would be good to come on? So yeah, we'll have to
hit up Brandon Paul, because
Chuck too is getting it's going along well. Oh, we got Michael Gardner in here. What's up, Mike? He was just on Drawn with us on Sunday. That was awesome. We got Zize GM says hello. We got my buddy John. He says yo the Bristol Bros. Yep, I got the RDJ Doom Iron Man crossover shirt. And our buddy Dan is in here. What's up, Dan? Good one. Well, yeah, being that it's a chill night, I know you haven't stopped picking up comics. So you've curated a little stack. I call this Sam's comic stack because the only gripe I have is that I'm gonna have to have you like lay a bunch of your comics out and take a picture I can use, because the background I got is all like mainstream, and I'm like, I faded it so you can barely see, but I'm like, anybody looking at this know these aren't Sam's type of comics. This is all like Spider-Man and Captain America. I know you get a few little things here and there, but
yeah, I mean, I got Punisher Warzone and 2001 and Sergeant Rock, on the spinner rack over there.
There you go. Yeah.
Like for me with like mainstream comics, it honestly, like modern day stuff, I don't even shake a stick at. But like vintage stuff, dude, it's like for me, it's just really the cartoonist involved. Like I love Joe Kubert, so it's like Joe Kubert touches, it's like I'm gonna get, regardless if it's a Tor or if it's Sergeant Rock. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see the that new artist edition they just put out?
Yeah.
I'm so tempted.
So like my thing with artist editions, it's just like I'll look at them and then they just sit on the shelf, you know what I mean? Because it's like all of mine are just like piling up on the floor right here, as you can see.
Yeah, I got some on the floor too.
So it's like they're a pain in the ass to store, but for me it's like you're investing like $100 to $150 into a book, and then you maybe look at it once and it just sits on the shelf. It's like, yeah, it's cool to have, but it's like, how often do I actually go back and revisit that stuff? It's like not very often. So
yeah, I'm there with you on that. I've slowed way down on them. Michael says he got your book. He's got to read it. You got the first issue and Yev's cover on too. Awesome, man. Very cool. Well, if you want to get everything ready and get your setup switched over, I will entertain the chat. I'll throw you backstage real quick. Here we go. Boom. All right, everybody. Yeah, we need to get Brandon Paul. Brandon, are you in the chat? We need to get you back on here with us to give everybody a Chuck 2 update, because you have been cranking along on it, buddy. He's like posting little teasers like every other day on his Instagram. Make sure you guys go over, check out Brandon Paul at bpaulart on Instagram. Make sure you check out Michael Gardner as well. It's me, Mike G, on Instagram. We've got Dan Goodwin Art. All these guys have a great presence over on Instagram and a ton of cool art that they're posting over there. So make sure you go over and show them the love. Looks like Sam is about ready. He's adjusting the picture, making sure everything looks glorious. So I'm going to put him on the main stage here. And I'm going to give you the full screen. Oh, we got some Key comics.
Hey.
Old school.
Yeah, these I could probably bring this out just a hair more. Let me see. Why is it flipped backwards like that? There we go. Yeah, it's like flipped backwards on my camera for some reason. All right. But yeah, these Twilight Zone issues, I've just been slowly just like grabbing these. The main reason why I started getting into them in general is because man, what is it? It's like issue like 51 or 52. It's like some random ass issue like that. It's the first appearance of Frank Miller. That's like the very first comic
Oh, that's right.
that he's ever done. So I kind of dig through the Twilight Zone stuff, trying to find that. It's a pretty expensive comic, all things considered, because it is Frank Miller's first appearance in a
Right.
comic. But you know how these Golden Key and like Dell and all this kind of books are. It's like people will overlook these a lot of times, so you can find them pretty cheap. So I always dig through the Twilight Zone stuff and try to find that one particular issue.
And the art, like the art's great, man.
Yeah, I don't obviously like they never write in here like credits or anything. But the art in these Twilight Zone books are kind of all over the place, because I would assume they just had anybody and everybody drawing in them.
Right.
So the art styles are always vary quite a bit. But yeah, I'm a big fan of just the Twilight Zone, especially like the original series.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean the movie that they did in like the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh yeah.
It was okay. Like Dan Aykroyd in it. And
yep. Good old Dan Aykroyd.
A little cross-eyed there.
Yeah, she is.
But yeah, these are pretty good.
Do they even attribute any artists on them? I'm not seeing like any credits.
No, so like these Gold Key books and like Charlton and Archie, all those older style of comics, they just never credited the artists.
Never credited them and shredded the pages when they were done publishing it.
He kind of looks like the Vulture a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
Like some like Kirby tech going on here.
Very, yeah. Very Kirby-esque.
Like, style is completely different in this one.
Yep.
But
I bet you the kayfabe guys would be able to point out. I wonder if they have some episodes on these.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think they have any on the Twilight Zone in general. I mean, there might be like a couple they have like those show and tell episodes where they would like randomly pick up like big boxes of comics and like show off just the random ass comics that are in the boxes. But dedicated episodes, I don't think so.
Right.
Yeah, this is cool stuff. I want to say I picked this up from West Coast Dave. A lot of this stuff I got from Dave.
West Coast Dave with the hookup.
Shout out. So yeah, Ren and Stimpy. This is issue 28. This was one of the very few of the Ren and Stimpy comics that I was missing out of my collection. um, if anybody is, I guess, a fan of my YouTube channel, back when I was producing more edited videos, I have a whole video series called like Marvel Did These Comics, and it's mainly just generated or curated to the Ren and Stimpy comics, and then I also did the Beavis and Butthead Marvel comics.
Oh yeah.
There was like 2 or 3 Beavis and Butthead issues that I still need to get, and they're like the later run. They're just really hard to find, and I'm not gonna, pay stupid prices for a Beavis and Butthead comic. And then these are pretty inexpensive. The later issues, they're just kind of hard to find, but they did like 42, 43 issues of Ren and Stimpy. So like this isn't a later issue, all things considered. It's just kind of one of those random ass ones I didn't have.
Did they have like where they got the print run was really low on the later issues?
Yeah, like I said, I think there was 43 total issues, and then they did like 5, specials. There was like a Halloween special, like a Christmas special, and whatnot.
Right.
But yeah, Mike Cassola did a lot of the work in these comics. There's like a handful of people, like Mike Cassola. Man, I'm like blanking on names right now, but he is big claim to him is that he came from working on the Archie Turtle stuff.
Oh, okay.
So if you look at like the eyes and like his cartooning style, and then you go back and look at the Archie Turtle stuff, that's what he worked on prior to this, and it's like you definitely see a lot of crossover.
Right. Gargoyles, the movie right there.
Yes. Yeah, dude, some of these ads in here are pretty wild. I think it's that there's a Powerpuff Girls comic that's behind me that has a ad on it that I saw before I pulled it out of the thing. That'll be pretty fun to see, dude. Look at this.
Yeah, peanut butter. Get your Spider-Man peanut butter.
Like, who do you think they're hiring to do like peanut butter ads?
I don't know, because that almost looks like Bagley, but not unless they just pulled it from a Bagley.
Yeah, it's probably just like preliminary,
Yep.
jobber art they have laying around to use. But yeah, these Ren and Stimpy comics are a ton of fun. I would say that the earlier issues, they have like themes to them. So it's like one will be like a noir style comic, so it'll be completely in like black and white, and they're like detectives, and they'll do things like that. And then these later issues, they just kind of just started getting into just a bunch of nonsense, more catered to the cartoon, but it's definitely way more kid friendly, certainly.
Well, the thing is too, like if you look at this, you may think, oh, this is cartoony, but like if you look at the actual storytelling, like it's very well done.
Yeah. Yep. The one thing that I can recommend to people that might be wanting to get into collecting the Ren and Stimpy comics. Wow. Example. I didn't even know this was in here. So a lot of these Ren and Stimpy comics have these in here to where there's like a bunch of like, rip this out, make a little stand-up figure, do a little maze, little word cross puzzle or whatever.
Right.
A lot of these pages can be ripped up, drawn on, what have you, because obviously they were kids comics. And these are pretty much in every issue. And there's actually one comic called the Interactive Special, and literally every single page in that comic is meant to be fucked with in some manner.
Oh wow.
So if you do see that out in the wild, or any of these comics out in the wild, and that matters to you, open them up and look at them, because there might be pages missing out of them, or
that's cool though that they encourage that interactivity with them.
Yeah. And then the legend for it.
Right.
Because you need a legend for this basic
Yes.
ass
So detailed. Yeah.
maze.
Complicated maze.
One of the funnier things though about these Ren and Stimpy comics is they have their letters column, and it's called Ask Dr. Stupid. And it's literally like these, kids writing into Marvel and asking them pretty dumb questions. You know what I mean? It's like kids writing in, and like the writers just like clowning on them basically, and it's in every issue, dude. This shit's so funny.
Oh wow.
Just being like, you're just basically just talking shit to kids. It's pretty funny. Oh, NBA Jam.
There you go.
Man, that's a banger right there.
Yep. Classic.
Oh, yeah. Let's look at this Powerpuff Girls. This was the ad that I was talking about. So, um, you know, Captain Underpants is definitely something from my youth. I know that this was something that would have come out probably when you were in your 20s probably by now.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, Dave Pinkley, those books probably came out when I was like middle elementary school, I want to say. So I was like definitely of that age where, fart and poop humor is like the funniest thing on the planet. So Captain Underpants was definitely one of those things that
Right.
I was fond of as a kid.
And no secret to the audience, the regulars, they know you're a huge Powerpuff Girls fan.
Look at this.
You and Connor.
Yeah. Yeah, the dudes, like we were telling you during Connor's interview, it's like the Powerpuff Girls have so many different influences for like the cartoon in general. There's a lot of anime, a lot of Japanese influence, and then obviously this was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon in the 90s, so all of those old Hanna-Barbera cartoons from the 60s and 70s is a big influence on the Powerpuff Girls too, especially with like the hand-painted backgrounds and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, it's just a super smart show, especially the villains. My boy Fuzzy Lumpkins right here. Yeah. His whole thing is that he just wants to live out in the country and sit on his porch and drink moonshine and play
his banjo.
But then the city, decided to build an overpass over his town, so then he turns into a bad guy, I guess, a villain, and goes into town and starts shooting people up, and he's like, get off my fucking property and stuff.
So they are dealing with real world issues.
What is this?
I have no clue. That looks like 3D models.
Verb. It's what you do.
Yeah, those are like poser, old poser 3D models. Yeah, those aren't even drawn. Yeah, that's 3D models. Crazy.
Dude, look at, what is that?
Also a 3D model.
That is terrifying.
Yep.
Like, that is shit from nightmares.
His soulless eyes. Yeah, all of this.
Bizarre looking.
Very.
Well, and they gave you a whole, there's a poster in here, a spread.
Oh, jeez.
That's what I want. What? They dedicated so much of these pages to this.
It looks like they tried to make it look like an Alex Ross.
Yeah, we got Alex Ross at home.
Yeah. Timu Alex Ross. And then some Robin.
Just All-Star Batman? Is that what this is?
No, it's something different.
What is this?
There was another page of it, like a page back too. Before that, right there.
What is
who's the artist? Batgirl.
Mark Robinson and Dan Norton.
Oh, Dan Norton? Huh? I took art classes from him. He actually lived here in Washington, and at the second location of McFarlane's shop, he used to teach a drawing class when he was first starting to break into comics.
But yeah, apparently this is
that's crazy. How obscure.
That's random. Just in a...
Oh, look at that.
My boy Fabio out here.
It's so weird they were using those 3D models for that. Wow.
Yeah, this is absurd. Oh, Robin on a skateboard.
Boy, there was like what, like almost 10 pages of that or 8 pages of it. It's like the whole
Or
back half of the
16
book.
pages.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
And then I guess Pac-Man Fever.
GameCube.
Hell yeah, man.
Wow.
Shout out to the GameCube.
It's like being in a time machine. Oh, and there's millions of dollars worth of Magic cards.
Yep. Man, they were raking in the money, weren't they?
Dude, it was crazy.
Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh!
There you go.
On VHS and DVD.
Revolutionary.
All right, so this a little bit of copyright infringement right here.
Just a touch.
It looks like the World Industries devil.
Yeah.
For a skateboarder, I mean, World Industries was a brand back in like the 90s, early 2000s. Kind of looks like their mascot a little bit.
Mm-hmm. A little Scooby-Doo ad.
Yeah, it's a Scooby action. All right, so there's that. Yeah, these Powerpuff Girls comics, same thing, very similarly to the Ren and Stimpy comics. They're kind of all over the place with like their art style and everything. Because these Cartoon Network DC comics, they started out as they were called DC Cartoon Network's Cartoon Special, I think is what they were called. And basically, they were doing anthologies with their characters. So there'd be like 5 pages of Johnny Bravo and like 6 pages of Billy and Mandy. It's kind of that's what they were doing. And then eventually, all these cartoons got their own spin-offs.
Yeah.
And then I also picked this one up as well. I didn't pull it out of the wrapper because I felt like that was kind of redundant. And then I guess speaking of Ed Piscor, I picked up a variant. Pretty much the kayfabe guys are the only ones that I will collect variants for. It's very rare that I collect variants. But I think Red Room is probably the one comic that I have the most variants of by a long shot.
Straight up Frank Miller homage.
Yeah, the artist on this, it's Jim Rugg actually. So, yeah, if you've never seen Red Room before, I mean, this is a pretty safe page, but just Ed's art, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Red Room was the very first book of Ed's that I've ever seen. I discovered cartoonist kayfabe, and I was just like, who the hell are these clowns? And then they would always hawk their comics on the episodes. I was in the comic shop, and they had the trade of Red Room. Actually, I think it was this one right here.
Oh, wow.
Is that the Antisocial Network? Yeah, so that's the very first one. And I opened it up, and I looked at it, and I was like, holy shit. Like, all right, I'm in. So I bought it, and then the rest was history, man. Yeah, just his drawing is just...
Yeah, his art was great, man.
Second to none. This might be a pretty tame issue, all things considered. But yeah, if you're not familiar with like what Red Room is, I will give a little bit of a taste, just like with this illustration.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so it's straight up, it's body horror. So
Right.
Red Room, it's basically like the whole gist behind this comic is that there are on the dark web, there's basically like a Twitch or like a YouTube or whatever that's dedicated to torture rooms, murder rooms.
Right.
So that's what they are, is they're red rooms. So basically, people go to this website, on the dark web, and they pay content creators, influencers, or whatever to like kidnap and torture people. So the comic itself is more about like the government, investigating all this stuff of what's going on, but like the actual like body horror and all of that plays into it. I'll cover this up. But you can see it's like they're like actually like in a chat room, and it shows like like the people in the chat, like talking about like, oh, this is so messed up, like switch
Right.
balls and like things like that,
Oh wow.
But yeah, dude, it's like it's super, super graphic. Like I would honestly say like Red Room is probably the most graphic comic I've ever seen, like in terms of the violence in it. And I remember for your anthology, you were like, violence is okay, and I was like, all right, I'll get the Red Room comic, and you were like, I take
I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe I.
But yeah, dude, like this is just the back cover. Like, look at this.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Obviously it's like right up my alley, but yeah, dude, just like the cover for the second book, trigger warnings. But if you've never read it before, Hip Hop Family Tree, highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of hip hop, or even if you're not even a fan of hip hop. It's basically a sensationalized version of hip hop history. It's very accurate, but it's still very much sensationalized a little bit to reality to make it exciting for comic reading, but it's still very much so a crash course and like hip hop from like 79 to like 86 roughly. And there's like
Nice.
4 volumes of it, so all right, let's look at some of this. Let's lighten the mood here a little.
Switch gears. We went pretty dark. We went from Powerpuff to Red Room.
Look, some goof.
There we go. Now we're back.
My boy Mark Jackson, friend of the show.
Yes, sir.
I have Mark hard at work for something for me currently.
That's right.
So if you guys aren't familiar with Mark Jackson, we had him on Bristol Bros. It was a solo interview that I did like back in like April, May, I want to say. And Goof is a anthology that he does. He runs a convention in Macclesfield, UK. It's called MacPow. He also does art classes, hell of a cartoonist, but this is his anthology that he puts out once every year that coincides with his convention. So basically people that also table the con, he kind of recruits to to do art for this. Obviously I'm a big fan of Mark's, one of my favorite working cartoonists right now. This is very much a kid's comic, but one of my favorite things, about these comics in general is that you get all sorts of different people in them, like you would in anthology, but people that you wouldn't necessarily expect to be on a kid's comic.
like Johnny Ryan.
Yeah, so you get Johnny Ryan and all sorts of just goofy ass people in these comics.
Yeah.
And gave me his little signature, little fishy there.
Oh, nice. He signed it.
Shout out to Mark, yeah. And then I thought this was pretty cool. Kind of like put a perforated bookmark in here on like a piece of cardstock. That's kind of cool.
A little drawing lesson in there too. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of the fart humor that a certain age group enjoys.
Yep. Yeah, so this was issue 1, and then he has 3 issues of it. This is issue number 2. Same cartoonist from the first issue, Tor Freeman.
Big nose talk.
Yeah, it was James Kokala. Sorry if I pronounced your butchered last name.
Kachalka, maybe?
Yeah, it's great cartooning, though. Like this, dude. Look at this.
Wow. There's an artist that my wife follows on YouTube that draws very similarly to that.
Mm. Pretend to be an Italian and draw your own pizza. Connor and Zoe, if you're listening out there, we might have to rip this off.
Yeah.
We might have to rip this off. I think, yeah, dude, like, look at this.
Oh, wow.
This is nuts.
Russ Wooten
Hillary
lettered it.
And Russ, yeah, Wooten is a
Yeah,
letterer.
Russ, he does a lot of image books, a lot of lettering on the image books.
Crazy cartooning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the first issue that has Johnny in it, and then yeah, see, this is Johnny Ryan right here, Jr.
Yep.
Bunny boy.
About as tame as you'll probably ever see his work.
Yes. Another little doodle in there. But yeah, I love you guys gotta follow Mark on socials. His this is Tom Scioli, another kayfabe.
Yep.
So he got
That's
Tom Scioli.
definitely Kirby inspired.
Yeah. But I forgot what I was gonna say about. Oh, it's Mark Makes Comics. He is on Instagram, but I love watching his stuff on socials because he teaches a bunch of workshops to like kids, especially.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, and it's like seeing the kids drawing in his style. It's pretty funny. Goof 3 real quick. This is the most recent issue. It just came out.
About how often is he putting them out?
He's only this is an annual comic, so he
Okay.
puts this out around his convention that he runs.
Gotcha.
But just his actual separate, like his solo comics, I guess he probably puts one out like once every like 3 months, 4 months. So it's pretty active.
Yeah, people should go back and in the archives and watch your interview with him. It was great.
The turtle doesn't want to share what the story's about.
Life lessons.
So funny, man. It's pretty cool.
Rockin' Poodle. It's cool. So many different styles in there.
Mm-hmm. And then this is the solo comic that he sent me. This is his Magnum PI bootleg.
Oh, that's right. I remember seeing this.
Incredible, dude.
A pizza the action.
So funny.
Is Higgins in it?
I think so. Actually, I don't think he is, now that I think about it. I think this is all just straight Magnum.
Yeah.
Just doing Magnum things. One of the things that I love, though, about Mark's inking is like how he leaves some of it transparent like that.
Yeah. You can kind of see the process.
Mm-hmm. Because when he draws physically, he talked about this on the when we had him on the show, that he uses black highlighters.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's what he uses to draw with. But then when he's doing digital comics, which a vast majority of the stuff is digital, he just uses the highlighter in Photoshop and then just makes it even more transparent than it already is.
Yeah. Yeah, it gives it a cool look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a fun little just nonsense bootleg comic of a Magnum PI, and of course he's tries to be family kid friendly still, so
yeah,
so yeah, Mark's a good dude. He's one of my favorites.
Michael Gardner says, "What the heck, Magnum PI?" LOL. Yeah, exactly, Mike.
Tom Selleck out here selling reverse mortgages to people.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
All right, we're coming up on time. I think we'll have just to take us over the finish line here.
Perfect.
And this was a half-price books find, actually.
Oh, that's a good find.
Yeah, so I go to half-price books probably like once every like 2 months or so, 3 months. And we'll just dig. And I went in there and like they had a whole box of just nothing but Simpsons comics.
Yeah, every now and again you can find some decent stuff there.
Yeah, the thing with half price books, it's like they know what they have and they don't know what they have.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to find things in there at a deal. Um is what I recommend for people to do now here because this is just a corporation we're talking about.
Right. Oh, we summoned him finally. It took time, but Brandon's here. He says, "Hey, hey, what's up, Brandon? We were
Um
talking about getting you back on here, Brandon. Let's make it happen."
One of the things that I'll do with half price books though is because half price at the one here anyways, they have like a little local section and they only will put like actual like books in there like novels and whatnot, right?
Right.
And I've tried to give them my comics before and they're just like so is what I do is I'll buy comics from them and all of their price tags are just generic ass price tags, but they have a certain look to them because they put dates on them so they know when they put them out.
Yeah.
And they'll be like $2 comics, $3 comics, and I will bring home their bags and boards and then slip my comics inside of them. And then
There you go.
to sell them comics, I'll keep those with me and I'll go over and flip their comics and I'll stash them in their on their shelves.
Oh my goodness. Brandon says, "I heard half price books and I was summoned. That place is my kryptonite."
Yep. Yeah, I just bought got a couple of CDs too that I'm gonna show that I figure had some crossover with comics too.
Nice.
But yeah, I picked up a couple of different books as well. I got the Frank Miller memoir. About a quarter of the way through that. Haven't had a lot of time to sit down and read it, but I'm like somewhat through that. I got it half priced, and then I also bought Fear and Loathing on the Campaign Trail. That's one of the Hunter S. Thompson books I've been meaning to read.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Hunter S. Thompson's one of my favorites. Big surprise.
Did you watch the Miller documentary?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
I'm about halfway through. It's good. I want to know how he got that crook in his neck. Has he ever talked about that?
Probably from leaning over his desk like an idiot for.
Yeah, they show him when he was younger, and I'm like, what happened, bro?
And then I guess we'll go ahead and show these.
Michael says he took his son to the flea market last week to look for comics. He got Silver Surfer 1 shot from the 80s. He opened it up later, and it was signed by John Byrne. That's great.
Hell yeah.
I got a John Byrne artist edition behind me right now. Oh, there you go. The Mask and Simpsons.
Simpsons Sings the Blues.
Yep.
So this was the very first, I'm pretty sure the very first recording or like music soundtrack that they had ever done for The Simpsons.
I think so, yeah.
This came out in 1990. I was trying to figure out why it wasn't laying flat, and it's because this is.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, I picked this up. It was like $1 or something. But this has Do the Bartman on it. So as one would, you need Do the Bartman on a CD.
You should have bought them, Brandon. That's actually pretty cheap. He says half price books had Kim Jong-gi's hardcover sketchbooks, and I wanted to pull the trigger, but they were $100 each. Yeah, they were close to that before he was dead. So
the coolest find that I ever got at half price was probably the Savage Dragon artist edition.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I found that there.
That's a good find.
The cool thing with this, if you guys are a fan of The Mask and not just the movie, I don't want to say like the pamphlet, the insert or whatever, it has a ash can for the comic in it.
Oh, sweet.
So like it's straight up just an ash can. And I didn't know that this was in there. So then when I started to open it up just to look at it, I was like, what the hell is this?
That's cool. Cool find.
I don't know, 8 pages or so, and then it's like advertising like, oh, it's an actual comic, it's not just a movie, so go buy a comic book.
Yeah. That's super cool.
Yeah, then he just kind of like steals from the movie.
Classic Cameron Diaz.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jim Carrey.
You know, people talk about comic book movies, and this one doesn't get brought up a lot, but this is probably one of the better ones.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Like people don't associate it.
But yeah, I mean, because I love The Mask, like the comics, like especially like that original, like what is it, 3-issue run, dude. Like that stuff is graphic. Like a lot of that, they for The Mask, they pulled some of it from the comic, but a lot of it is just rewritten, you know, to be family friendly and whatnot.
Yeah, they had to tone it down.
Dude, like they toned it down quite a bit because, like in that comic, like he straight up like is gunning dudes down and putting bullet holes in them and
Yeah.
frying cops with flamethrowers. Like,
My buddy John says he had that Simpsons CD, and Brandon says, by the way, my White Line deadline got my White Line deadline in the mail. Sam, can't wait to read it, brother.
hell yeah, dude.
Awesome.
This is the West Coast Dave grab. Yeah, it was Doug Mankey.
Yeah.
This is called Revenger, and I guess it's by Chris Forsman. Dave was like, Sam, this is a Sam comic. So I got it from him, which I guess it is to some extent. But here is a floppy disk.
Oh, wow.
That somebody did and took my fucking idea.
Man.
You son of a bitch. This came out 10 years ago, so they're obviously well ahead of my curve, but that's
yeah,
cool, man. The art in here, it's
total Frank Miller.
Yeah, it's like I wonder if they like Frank Miller.
Just a touch. They just liked him a little bit.
But it's definitely it's kind of rough around the edges, but it's I mean that's why I love comics just in general. I love comics like this that are just perfect, you know, but it has there's something there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Michael wants to know if we have Ollies. They had a couple artist edition books in there last week, had a Frank Miller Ronin artist edition. No, we don't have Ollies here on the West Coast that I'm aware of. I don't know.
Big Lots.
Oh yeah. Got Big Lots.
So big Lots and Odd Lots got bought out by Ollie's, I want to say like 10, 15 years ago. So all of those like Odd Lots and Big Lot stores are slowly transitioning into Ollie's, but it's the same shit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Eastman Mall.
Yes, sir.
Little.
That's 100% Terminator's gun.
Totally.
Unmistakable.
Yep.
Dude. That's pretty hard.
I like I like how they just used the grayscale and then had the red.
But yeah, I looked this person up and I don't know, non-existent. So who knows, man?
Not in comics anymore, huh?
One of those things that yeah, hard to find.
Yep.
All right, we got to pick up the pace here. We got like 5 minutes left. So this was a Kickstarter that I backed. I met Jeff through IC3.
Okay.
The name of the convention, that's terrible. He backed my project, so then as the times go, I backed his.
Gotta show the love. Yep, reciprocate.
Yeah, picked this up. This just showed up a couple days ago, and in true fashion, he also wrapped up the campaign, and then like 4 weeks later, this was in my mailbox.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's just a fun little one-shot comic. I don't know if they have any other plans for it. I actually haven't looked at this yet. So this is the first time that I'm kind of looking at the interiors, but
kind of digging the color, the way they did the colors.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it just kind of looks like just like a fun all ages sort of
yeah.
comic. So
That's awesome, man.
Shout out to Jeff.
Some Gojira.
Yeah, Famous Monsters. Anybody knows? I love me my Famous Monsters. This is one of the ones where it's not a Warren magazine. This is probably like a the 2014. So it's one of the
newer one.
newer ones. But hey, man, it's still Famous Monsters. And yeah, the big reasoning why I got this is because there isn't a ton of Famous Monsters material that's dedicated to just Godzilla for the most part.
Right.
Like I have, like in terms of vintage issues, man, there's probably 3, maybe 4 of them, and I own 2, maybe 3 of them for certain. But yeah, it's just very rare that Famous Monsters, cover Japanese movies. Obviously, a lot of it was like Italian movies they would cover a lot of, and American movies, obviously, because Famous Monsters is mostly a horror-focused magazine. So obviously, it's like horror over in Japan really wasn't that big at the time. So
right. The 1998.
Yeah, Roland Emmerich.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That movie is not good, and there are really bad things about that movie, I think, in general. But there's also a lot of, I think, redeeming qualities in it. If you look at it through like the lens of like special effects, there's a lot of shitty special effects in that movie, and there's a lot of crazy good special effects.
Right.
Like it's kind of like a mixed bag. So I just kind of recommend to watch it and look at it through that lens.
Yeah.
And then this is the last thing I got, brother.
Perfect timing, man. Oh yes.
Yeah.
That's over on my shelf.
What am I gonna say, brother? It's like I love Will Eisner, huge fan. I did not have this in my collection already, and I've already read this. It's that surprise. But yeah, this is just a process book. So if you guys are cartoonists, artists, comic book makers of the likes, this is basically Will Eisner's workshop book where he talks about his process, talks about lighting, talks about writing, talks about thumbnails, talks about framing characters.
Yeah.
Like literally just lettering, pretty much anything you can think of in terms of comic.
Yeah, it's literally a sequential art masterclass.
Mm-hmm. So if you're into making comic books, I think even if you're not a fan of Will Eisner, which let's be honest here, like if you're making comic books, I find it hard to believe that you're not a fan of Will Eisner.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I can see, especially younger generations, that they would just completely miss Will Eisner and just not even pay attention to him because of how long ago that he's died. And let's be honest here, like the Spirit isn't a relevant IP. Like, let's just be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's definitely one of those things that can get thrown by the wayside. But I love comic book history, and that's a big reason as to why I just love comics in general. So it's you got to pay respect to the people that came before you, and it's like Will Eisner is kind of the blueprint for
100%
self-published comics, and you got to give it to the guy because he was making comics in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and he stayed independent that entire time.
Yeah, he did.
So,
and if you want to have fun, you can go find his the comic book greats with Stan Lee interview and watch him flip Stan a bunch of shit at one point during it.
That interview is fantastic, and I would also recommend to grab the Will Eisner Frank Miller interview.
Yeah.
That thing is incredible. It's super dense, dude. It's probably like 300 pages, probably.
Yeah.
But it's incredible. There's a kayfabe, like 2 or 3 videos that they did, and like Jim acted like Frank Miller, and Ed acted like Will Eisner, and
they're reading each side of the interview.
Yeah, it's pretty entertaining.
Awesome.
So I'd recommend to go look that up.
All right, I'm gonna let you flip your camera setup around real quick. Let's. Where am I? Here I am. Brandon says that's a fantastic book, man. Yes, it is. John said, bad movie, great soundtrack. B. Paul Art says that it was his first exposure to Godzilla, and he still likes it as a movie, but it ain't Godzilla. There you go. All right. Did I lose you, Sam? Let's look at this. Oh, I think we might have lost him. Something might have got disconnected or something, but we'll see. We'll give him a moment. He got disconnected. Running the ship solo, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see if he pops back in. If not, I'll just land the plane because we are over an hour in. And yeah, let me check. There he is. He's back. All right. Did you bump a cord or what?
I don't know why, but like my camera's not working like properly anyways. Like I'm trying to frame it right now and it's not moving. I just gotta reset it. For whatever reason, when I picked it up and moved it, it disconnected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Weird. Tech difficulties.
I don't know. Whatever.
Well, Dan says, cool pickups. Take care, everyone. And then Brandon and Dan are catching up in the chat. That was awesome, man. That was fun stuff to look at, especially the what was it, the Revenger?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was kind of sick.
Yeah.
And got a whole new appreciation for Powerpuff Girls coming away from this. Ren and Stimpy. That first, the Twilight Zone, those are really cool because you get such a like wide variety of different artists in there.
And the stories in them are incredible. Like I just recommend just picking those up in general, just like random issues. The thing with those Gold Key comics, just real quick, a lot of people don't know, it's like a vast majority of those covers are completely irrelevant to the inside interiors because they farmed those out to like in Italian mainly art studios. So like they have like these beautiful hand painted covers and whatnot, and then you go on the inside and the art is completely different, and like the covers have zero to do with the stories on the inside. So it's one of those things that like don't get fooled by the cover. I recommend to pick it up and open it and look at it before you actually get it. But to be honest with you, I have quite a few of them in my collection, and it's like really haven't had one yet that was a miss. So.
And were those mainly like dollar bin kind of finds?
You certainly can find them in the dollar bins. It's like, you find like your hot stuffs and your Caspers and like all that kind of stuff, like in those kind of bins. But I find that most comic shops, they will have a Twilight Zone section for the most part.
Okay.
And even if it's like the IDW stuff, they'll stuff the vintage stuff with those. So it's like one of those things that you kind of have to like know the shop and know how they're kind of categorizing things.
Right.
But from what I've noticed though, it's like they'll get put in with like your Caspers and all that kind of stuff, or it'll be like in its own Twilight Zone section. It's very rare that I see them in like your Golden Era section and things like that, and I don't know why, to be honest with you. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to put our keep our eyes and ears open next time we're digging in the bins because that was really cool stuff, and we'll be getting on the giving some heat to the people we're trying to get on the show. I know we're still trying to get my food on. I think Sean was supposed to come on here at one point, but I know all those guys are super busy. And Jim Rugg, like we'll keep bugging all of them.
Yeah, Jim Rugg emailed me like 5 weeks ago, and he was like, "Are you still doing your podcast?" I was like, "Yes." Like, how many times have we talked about this? And like, I literally just saw you at Heroes Con, like not even like prior to that, like 4 weeks before that. It's like I handed you my business card. Like,
yeah, yeah. Gary V's keeping him pretty busy these days, so
yeah.
I can't
that he's doing.
I can't give him too hard of a time.
So, yeah.
Well, Sam, it's been fun, brother. Thanks everybody who's tuned in. We'll see you again next week, guys. Later.
Bye.